Okay. All right. First off, are there any real historical events that you remember growing up as a kid that happened?
If I had to think of one that happened that I remember as a kid, it would be, well, it made history, probably not in a good way, was when the shuttle Challenger exploded and we lost those 7 astronauts.
Oh yeah, that was a really big thing that hit the whole country. Do you remember what your parents were like when they found out the news about this?
In honesty, not really. I just remember the reaction of how it was in school. Because back then, I don't know if you guys do it in your schools today, but whenever there was a space shuttle launch, they would put it on TV and we would watch it live. So I just remember we were all watching it, all excited watching it go up, and then when it exploded, we all were just kind of dumbfounded. And I remember teachers crying. I'm not really sure. I don't remember how my parents reacted.
Oh, that brings me to my next question. Probably it ties into that. Are there some events that you wish that never have happened?
Well, yeah, of course. Something like that I wish had never had happened. But at the same time, you can't stop or change history, and it was probably meant to happen to make sure that we had safer space flights.
Do you think that today it wouldn't be how it is if some of these events never have happened?
Well, anything good or bad shapes our country into what it is today. You know, I wish there was nothing but good, but face it, along with the good comes the bad, and they both make you. So I guess you have to have a little of both.
Through our whole lives, your lives and our grandparents' lives, and there has always been wars, World War I, World War II, and the Vietnam War. What do you think the world would be like today if there was no such thing as war?
I think to a point, it'd probably be fantastic. Who wouldn't want to live in a world full of peace? But in all honesty, there have been wars even before our time. There were wars back in the days of the Bible, and that's never going to change. There's a time for everything, and unfortunately, war is one of them, but we have them for reasons.
Speaking of war, we have a war practically heating up with North Korea. We've always had a bad past with North Korea. What do you feel about that situation?
I'm hoping we don't go to war with North Korea. I think it's a very dangerous situation. They really don't like us, and we could be
dictatorship.
We could be in trouble. That's just my honest opinion. We're a strong country, but you know what? There are other countries out there that.
Yeah. Speaking of dictators, what is your personal opinion on Adolf Hitler?
I think Adolf Hitler was nothing but a terrorist. I don't have any good personal views on Adolf Hitler.
People for his country thought he did good, and he went around conquering other countries. And if you were part of that country, would you think that was a good thing?
It would be hard to say if I was raised that way, and that was the only way we were taught, then probably. But knowing that I wasn't raised that way, and I was raised in the land of the free, absolutely not.
Do you think with Adolf Hitler, do you think that's a big chunk of U.S. history?
Oh, yeah, of course it is. I mean, Adolf Hitler has not only been in our history books, I mean, there have been movies, there's been so many things. Unfortunately, it shouldn't have happened, but bottom line, again, it's made America, it's one of the things that's helped to make America what it is today.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, Josh.